Cops often stop someone just to boost their egos and enforce their own laws. In these situations, people are often treated as if they are criminals, even though in reality there is no crime. Today we're talking about policemen who are outsmarted by the citizens they approached. Let's go to the video. A man decided to exercise his constitutional rights and film the post office from the sidewalk when two cops approached him, claiming that he was doing something suspicious. When they asked him why he was filming, the man only had one question for them. Did he even need a reason to film? I mean, a person has the right to record and take pictures of anything in public, including the post office building. Simply put, it's an activity protected by constitutional law. The cops, who swore to protect the constitutional rights of every citizen, should have known that. However, one of the cops still asked the man for his ID. They should also be reminded that they can only ID someone if they have committed a crime or are reasonably suspected of committing one.
Officer Pops of Harrison Police. You taking pictures of the post office? Or any particular reason? Or
do I need a reason?
No, you don't need a reason. But okay. It's fine.
What's up, bud?
Anybody cold?
Yeah, someone called in. Take a picture over here or something.
What's your name and badge number?
Oh, you good. That's fine. What were you doing taking pictures over here? We're just wondering.
You didn't answer my question.
You have to answer my question too, okay?
I asked you
You're being
first.
recorded. My name's Officer DeFonts, okay?
DeFonts? 142?
Okay, so what were you taking pictures of?
I'm sorry?
We're just curious. We got a couple of calls that you're taking pictures in the area.
Okay.
Any particular reason you taking the pictures or not?
Is there a reason why you're recording?
Yes, because it's part of our procedure.
Oh,
okay. So that's fine. So any reason you take pictures, then the quicker we can get out of here.
Do I need a reason?
Yeah, you need to hurry. We just got a call. We're just curious because we had a lot of criminal activity in the area here, so we just want to make sure everything's okay. Okay? Any reason you were photographing?
There's a reason for everything.
Okay, so what's your reason?
Do I need a reason?
Yes, it explains to you. Do you have ID with you, sir?
For what?
So I could identify you.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
I don't know. You're not helping me answer questions, so I don't know if you did a crime or didn't do a crime.
So why are you asking me for ID?
Because I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, and you're not being very helpful.
You need reasonable articulable suspicion.
The fact that the cop asked this man for ID and then couldn't articulate why he was asking for it says a lot about him, doesn't it? When he realized he looked bad on camera, the officer quickly tried to spin the story in his favor, this time claiming that he had received a couple of calls from people who were worried that the man was filming them. It was obvious that this was a lie. However, even when the cop was telling the truth, it was his duty to explain to people that no matter how comfortable it may be to them, a person still has the right to film whatever he wants on the street.
Yes, I have plenty of suspicion. My suspicion is...
Of what crime?
A lot of calls. You were coming in the area.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
This is a federal building, sir.
Okay.
And we got a lot of calls. We've been having a lot of crime here. A lot of people have been stealing from mailboxes and that. We just want to make sure...
What crime...
You're not listening. I'm trying to explain.
You're not answering my question.
You're being very different.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
I'm trying to get to the bottom. I'm trying to figure this out. Can you work with us so we can...
You want me to help you with your investigation?
Yeah, we want to know what you were doing here. That's as simple as that. I'm asking you a simple
Whatever you see me doing is what I was doing.
I just got here. You tell me. I wasn't here before when I got the call. We got multiple calls.
I didn't call you, first of all.
You didn't call me, sir.
Okay.
We got multiple calls from residents. They wanted to know what was going on. We got calls from people in the building. We're just trying to see what's going on. That's all.
So you should speak to the reporting party.
We did. That's why they brought us here. We're checking.
What did they tell you?
What's that, sir?
What did they tell you?
They were filming the building.
Oh, is that a crime?
They didn't say it was a crime.
So why you need my ID?
Just want to know what's going on. What brings you in the area? That's all. Just answer simple questions. That's all.
Yeah. So
once you ask me for ID and you can't come up with reasonable articulable suspicion, that's when I get upset.
No, I did give you a reason because we had a lot of issues. I told you people must steal from the
But in order to ask for my ID, you need to have RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion, that I either committed a crime, am committing a crime, or about to commit a crime.
When this story didn't work either, the cop came up with a completely new reason. This time, he claimed that he had to identify the man because there was a lot of crime in that part of town. Again, what does that have to do with the man? The cop claimed that the man was making his job difficult, even though the truth is that the cop is the one who's wasting his time and his day to boost his ego on a man who has done nothing wrong. He probably didn't expect to come across a man who knows his rights and who knows how to defend himself against such cops.
Well, I mean,
you're not articulating a crime.
I'm explaining to you
that there's crime in it. That's like you can stop somebody. Hey, let me get your ID. There's a lot of crime in the area. Do you understand?
That's all, sir. I'm not saying
Is
you did
suspicion
anything
of
wrong.
crime?
I'm not saying anything wrong. I just wanted to know what you were doing. If you're telling me you're just taking a picture of the building, that's fine. We can leave. It's no
I
big
said
deal.
that.
No, you didn't say that.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't
And
tell
you
me
said that I need a reason to.
A reason to what?
You said, is there a reason why you're taking pictures of the building? So you know I'm taking pictures of the building.
I was asking you.
But because
I wanted to know what the reason
So you
was.
know what I'm doing.
I don't know why you're taking pictures of the building. That's all.
Do you need to know why?
Yes, I do.
I'm exercising my First Amendment.
It's a federal bill. We're just curious.
Do you know that the Department of Homeland Security,
What's your first name?
do you know the Department of Homeland Security put out a memo in 2018 that the American citizens have the right to take pictures inside and outside of federal buildings?
I understand that.
So why are you?
We got multiple.
So why do I need a reason?
My job. I don't know why you give me such a hard time.
I'm not, because you asked me for ID,
Yes.
and I feel offended. Like
I don't mean to offend you. It's not offending. I just wanted to know what the reason for the pictures.
and then rather than coming up to me, right? You should speak to them. They called you.
Yeah, they called. They said you were outside.
I didn't call you. I don't need help.
I said you called me. I said they called inside. I wanted to see
What I'm saying is I don't need nobody's help. I don't need nothing from nobody.
However, the cop couldn't understand why the man didn't want to answer the simple question of why he was filming the federal building. The man had the right to film. Plus, he had the right not to answer any of the policeman's questions. Looks like this cop doesn't know the definitions of the First and Fifth Amendments. After all, if the police find it so strange that a man is filming other people, how is it okay that they are filming him? One of the officers tried to get himself and his colleague out of the mess they were in by creating a story that they were there to make sure everyone was safe and no one was in danger. So how exactly does a camera endanger someone? Just because someone might be uncomfortable with a person filming doesn't mean this man should give up his rights.
Nobody.
I didn't say you did.
I'm just minding my business.
Okay. Well, we just needed, a couple of answers. What was going on? That's all. So you just taking pictures of the building. That's
You know
all?
what you should do? You should go inside and educate the federal
I
workers.
was thinking, I just was getting curious.
Just educate them.
So what you were taking pictures? What the reason was? That's all.
And I was asking you, do I need a reason?
Well, yeah. I was just wondering
Why?
what the reason was.
Why do I need a
Because
reason?
it's a little big. You're filming pictures. You're taking pictures here where we have a lot of crime.
You're recording me. Is that weird?
That's part of the problem. You're very hard to talk.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to make everything make sense. That's it.
Just relax. I see you
I am
shaking.
relaxed.
I see you shaking. You're nervous. No need to.
I mean, you guys got guns.
No, don't worry.
I don't have
worry what
guns.
we got. Don't worry what we got. So at the end of the day, somebody called and said somebody's out there taking pictures, videos of the building. To them, it appeared to be a suspicious activity. They reported to us. We come here, we talk to you, ask a few questions. We just want to make sure whatever you're doing, it's not compromising anybody's safety in this building. And if that's the fact, then you go on with your day. What's the big deal? I see you reporting us. We're reporting everything we do all day long, so there's nothing wrong with it. But we come here, we ask you what's going on. You have a simple conversation with us to go on with your day. It's not the end of the world.
The cop tried to fabricate a scenario where the man entered the post office and argued with the workers, insinuating that they might have felt threatened because of that. However, the reality was far from their fictional story. The man didn't even enter the building, even though he had every right to. The whole time he was just standing on the sidewalk, minding his own business until these cops came and ruined his day. After all, what can you expect from cops who didn't even know they should introduce themselves when asked?
So
You asked me what I'm doing. You said,
you take a picture. So can I ask you? Did you go inside? Did you have an argument with them? Are you pissed off with them? Is it something else going on? Or you're only taking pictures of the building?
I don't care about nobody in there. I've never even been inside that building. In my entire life, have I ever stepped foot in that building?
We don't know that. Just somebody's calling. They're concerned. Somebody's taking pictures, video outside. I don't know what the backstory behind it. Why are you doing this? So you've never been inside.
Never.
You work for UPS. You said you have.
I don't really answer questions, honestly.
Okay, all right, man. I just want to make sure you didn't walk in and had an argument with them, and now you're reporting outside.
Is that what they reported?
No.
What did they report?
They said somebody outside is taking video or pictures of the building, and you're suspicious.
Is that a crime?
It's not a crime, but
So
It's just racist.
it ends where it starts. There's a guy outside taking pictures.
But you see your behavior, why we're a little. We want to leave. We want to leave you alone. Believe me. We want to go.
I mean, am I?
The cops should have educated the alleged callers who complained about the man filming, explaining that he had the right to film in a public place. It's disheartening that a citizen knows the law better than law enforcement officers and has to educate them about the law. The officers realized they couldn't handle this man, so they decided to leave. Even though the officers treated the man like a criminal, he outsmarted them both.
Educate the reporting party. Hey, listen.
I understand that.
He's just on the public sidewalk taking pictures.
So that's all. So we
Right?
got your side of the story. We got
Then rather than telling me, yeah, you need a reason, I don't need a reason.
No, but sir, we just needed your side of the story. So tell us.
There is no side of the story. What you see is what I've been doing. Standing on the public sidewalk taking pictures.
Okay, that's it. That's simple as
Yeah.
that. All right. You have a
Simple.
good day, sir.
Yeah.
All right, take care.
Many cops believe their uniform grants them authority they don't actually possess. It's challenging for some officers to grasp that they have no authority over someone until that person commits a crime. Take, for instance, this cop who confronted a man filming police cars in a private parking lot, even though the man was on the sidewalk the entire time. Thus, everything was in the bounds of the law. Yet, the cop attempted to accuse the man of trespassing. How could someone be charged with trespassing while in a public area like a parking lot? Well, the cop had no evidence that the man was trespassing into a private parking lot. And filming from the sidewalk isn't quite trespassing, is it?
How you doing today?
You have any ID on you? Getting calls of suspicious people again, so
Would that
I know
be
you're
a-
over there by the library, so
Would that be a misdemeanor or a felony?
what?
Suspicion.
Well, you're
Because according to
trespassing.
34285,
Right, but
3.5, I'm not.
now you're on private property though.
No, this is a sidewalk.
But you were over here earlier.
No, I was not.
Okay, that's what
The
they're.
camera doesn't lie.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Are you gonna let me see your camera?
According to this,
Are you gonna let me see your camera?
no,
Okay, so I don't know.
Not-
You're
not me.
against theirs, right?
not unless you're going to arrest me for
Do
something.
you have your ID on you?
This code right here, specifically,
nothing to
yes,
do- what's it say?
huh?
What
It's
is it?
35285.3.5,
Right.
failure to ID. It only says I have to ID if I'm being charged with a crime. Do you suspect me of a crime?
Yeah, trespassing.
Show, I need, what's your reasonable articulable
You have
suspicion?
ID.
What is your reasonable
I'm asking
articulable
you for ID.
suspicion?
The only thing this cop and his colleagues seemed to understand was that they had to introduce themselves and provide their badge number when asked. However, their knowledge of the law ended there because they believed the man had to identify himself just because they had identified themselves to him. In reality, it doesn't work that way. The difference is that the cops are obligated to do this while an ordinary citizen is not, unless they've broken the law or committed a crime. They couldn't even charge him with trespassing.
What's your name, sir?
Where?
What's your badge number?
6671.
Are you ILEA certified?
Yes.
So you would know about asking for ID.
You don't want to answer
You're a
mine?
public servant. You have to. You're under an obligation. You're a public servant.
No, you can talk
Public
to my
servant.
chief.
Bring him down here. I'd love
You
to.
can talk to him.
Okay, I'll go there next.
Stop in it right down the road.
Yeah, I'm not going to go in the building, but if he wants to come outside, that'd be great.
That's a public building. You can't go. You can lobby for
Well, this is a public building. I mean,
But it's also private property.
it uses government resources.
But it's
So,
also
but
private
if they set them over here, this is still public access. You realize that?
Private property.
Do you
The situation escalated even further when these cops decided to detain the man. They acted as though they were dealing with a hardened criminal, when, in reality, they were just confronting a man who happened to know the law better than most. The man requested to speak with his supervisor immediately, yet these two officers seemed oblivious to their duty and ignored the man as if he hadn't spoken at all. But the foolishness of these cops didn't stop there. They also parked their car right in the middle of the parking lot entrance, blocking access for anyone trying to enter. It's disheartening to see them behave as if they're exempt from the rules, especially when the same officers would be quick to issue a ticket to anyone else who parked this way.
You no trespass.
So
If
am
they
I being
say-
detained?
You are till they tell us.
What
that
crime
no
do you
trespass.
suspect me of committing?
What did I just tell you?
I'd like your supervisor out here. Call a supervisor because you're illegally detaining me. You cannot show me. You cannot show me what I'm doing wrong. Are you illegally
find you.
detaining me?
We'll find you.
I'm in a
Am I holding
bright.
you?
I'm a bright freaking vest. Of course you're gonna find
Am I
me.
holding you?
I'm asking if I'm being detained.
Am I holding you?
Am I being detained?
Am I detaining you?
Am I being detained?
Am I detaining
Or
you?
am I free to go?
Bye.
If I'm free to go, I'm free to stay, right?
Bye. On the sidewalk. Right.
I've always been on the sidewalk
Okay.
or the public easement.
How long is the battery good for?
Considering I have several battery backups, about 18 hours.
Huh?
I said, excuse me, I don't want to walk between you guys and get shot or tased.
Well, I
I'm gonna go that
we're
way.
Shoot at each other with you walking.
When a free journalist arrived in front of the police department building to gather material for his story, a cop approached him and asserted that he had no right to film because he was on private property. However, the journalist remained on the sidewalk the entire time and filmed from there, fully aware of his rights to do so. Despite this, the police officer disagreed, revealing his lack of understanding of the law and his role. The journalist provided basic information, which should have sufficed for any reasonable cop to walk away, but not this one. He insisted on probing further, asking about the journalist's motives, the nature of his content, and whether he sought confidential information. Nevertheless, the journalist opted to remain silent, knowing he'd already shared more than necessary and had the right to do so under constitutional law.
I'm not trespassing.
You're recording right here.
I'm allowed to. Can you get your supervisor?
You're not allowed to.
Can you get your supervisor before we have any more discussions, please?
What's your last name, Sean?
I'm gonna invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
All right, well, I can also detain you if you like.
Sir, I haven't committed a crime.
You're right here.
This is a public area. I haven't committed a crime, sir. I'm not over there.
You were just over there. That's why I record. That's why I came back over here.
Yeah, but I'm not over there though.
The video that you have that you're recording, what is that for?
I told you I'm an independent journalist. I'm gathering content for a story. I just told you my first name, sir. That's all I'm comfortable with giving you right now.
I need more than that.
Sir, can you get your supervisor, please?
I can, but I'm doing an interaction with you right now, and I would like.
Is this a consensual interaction?
Were you recording a closed facility consensual?
I only want to ask, is this a consensual interaction?
I have no problem giving somebody my ID if they ask me for it.
I understand that, but I do. I like to exercise my rights peacefully, sir.
Okay, and I just told you.
I have a right. You can't come up to people. Go ahead.
You videotape a facility.
Correct.
Right, that has 1, inmates, 2, law enforcement, and all types of people walking in and out of this place. You can't do that. It's like when you go to the Pentagon, when you go to a monument that says don't cross over these lines.
The man informed the cop that he had intended to continue his activities as before, but the officer persisted in following him. When the man requested a supervisor, the cop dismissed it as unnecessary, as if he had the authority to make that call. The situation intensified further when the cop threatened to arrest the journalist for refusing to provide his ID. The officer treated the man as if he was a criminal, rather than acknowledging his desire to uphold his rights. Clearly, this cop needs a lesson in distinguishing between private and public property.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What am I going to tell the supervisor that you want to see them for? Just to say hi?
To try and explain to you the law and try and explain to you that the freedom of press rights.
Right, but you're not even.
You're not listening to me. I don't need credentials.
How do I understand that?
Sir, I don't need credentials. The freedom of press is.
Anybody who comes up here can just say I'm working for the press, right?
We all have freedom. We all have freedom of press, sir. Correct.
Everybody understands that.
Okay.
But once again, if you're not giving me anything besides your first name,
I don't even have to give you that, sir.
Right, you don't have to.
I don't.
Then I can call a bunch of people over here, and then we can find out with the fingerprint scanner. There's so many things that we can do.
You can't do that. That would be violating my constitutional rights. Yes, it would.
It's not.
So if you want to know who I am, do it then.
Look in Virginia code, right? And if I ask for ID and you say you don't have any ID on you, do you know that you can also be arrested for failure to show ID?
Unless I've committed. You said there was no crime. I have to have committed a crime, sir.
If I'm asking you to get off this property, if I'm asking you to stop
This is public property.
This is not public property. This is private property.
This is public property.
This is private property.
This is public property, sir.
This is private property.
Who owns it? Who's the private person who owns it?
Here looks public to you minus the sidewalk.
That visitor's entrance, the visitor's entrance.
That's why it's locked down.
I'm not back there. That's why I'm not back there,
You're
sir.
not back there now, but you started your video right by that gate.
But I wasn't back there, sir. I don't break the law, sir.
This time, a cop decided to spice up a boring day at work by pulling over a man driving a car with a tag attached. Suddenly, the officer took an interest in the tag, questioning its validity and authenticity. The man explained that it was legitimate and that he possessed all the necessary documentation, but he preferred not to show anything to the officer in order to assert his rights. The man believed his explanation should suffice, but the cop saw it as an opportunity to request the man's ID or driver's license.
For the record, reserve all rights delegated by God, protected by the Constitution. Did you swear an oath to protect and serve the Constitution, sir?
Okay, I'm not here to answer any questions for you, okay? The reason being I stopped you on Trip Radio before the High Patrol
was that tag, okay? That tag,
I understand.
That tag thing doesn't seem to be an official tag. Is that a real tag? I don't
It's
know.
actually a real tag.
Okay, from which state?
Well, it's actually from the Nationals. You ever heard of the Assembly?
No, that's not out. That's okay. It doesn't.
Hold on, I have documents. I do.
Okay, can I see your driver's license?
Well, I'd still like to reserve all rights, okay? Delegated by God, protected by the Constitution, recognized in the UCC 1-308 without prejudice. I'm reserving all rights. Also, any actions commenced against me may be in violation of USC 18241, which is conspiracy to go against my rights, even intimidation, coercion, all those things, and my constitutional rights under color of law, as well as also 242 could be deprivation of rights under color of law. Please note that you have been informed. I'm doing everything under duress. I have documents to prove that I'm a national, one of the people of the several states. This is a private automobile operating in a non-commercial capacity. I'm not operating in a for-hire capacity, and I am not engaging in any commercial use, so I'm not really technically driving because I'm not operating in a for-hire capacity. Now, I do have documents that prove that I can travel, okay? I have them right here. Under corpus juris secundums, and I have my documents as well as
For some reason, the cop was even interested in details, such as when the man purchased the car, despite it being unrelated to the tag issue that prompted the stop. The man grew annoyed, realizing the cop was merely eager for authority, and he didn't have time to waste. When the man questioned the purpose of the interrogation, the officer arrogantly dismissed him, stating he wasn't there to entertain questions. Well, if that's the case, then a law-abiding citizen is even less obliged to engage with a police officer, right? It's absurd that cops squander their time on such matters instead of addressing real crimes.
ID to prove that I'm a Maine state national. So this is a part of the jurisdiction. The laws that are on the back of that plate are right here.
Okay.
Now, I know you are probably, these are the case law too for the right to travel.
Okay. So
Here's also,
what I need from you is a driver's license. Do you have a driver's license or ID?
if I hand you a driver's license, I'm technically not driving.